Say hello.
Hello.
Say hello, England.
Hello,
Okay, here we are, all 20 of us headed for South Africa. There we are, leaving from Heathrow Airport. We took 11 pupils from the local high schools, and they're really not all that camera shy. Okay, 18 hours later we get our first views of South Africa. We just found it so stunningly beautiful. There seemed to be backdrops of mountains in most of the places that we went. So, we eventually reached the Republic of South Africa, and we head for the province of Mpumalanga. Please excuse my pronunciation. And eventually we reach White River, which is about 180 miles east of Johannesburg. Sounds a call to come together, and united we shall stand. Let us live and strive for freedom in South Africa. Now this is the view that I had outside my bedroom door every morning, complete with banana tree. Our first morning was Sunday morning, so off to church. We went to a church called Hope of Glory in Masoy.
Alright, today we went to a church and I wanted to go. I'm not sure everyone did. Like, a few were a bit like, I don't know, it's 3 hours, quite a long church time. But we got there, and as soon as we pulled up in the car park you could hear singing, and it was really loud. And it sounded great, and we wandered in, and there was ushers, and they greeted you and shook your hands and did this all shake your hand and then move your thumb and all this, which was a bit like, oh okay, but it was all good. And then we wandered in, sat down, and they were singing really loud, but within about the first 10 minutes I was a bit like choked up. And it sounds really stupid now, we only went to a church service, you know, I wasn't out there on a home-based care visit, but the singing and the way that some of those people are ill, or some people that are at home and they're ill, that might have gone to church previously, and that for them they were so getting into it and just dancing and didn't care. And I think we looked a bit odd because we were a bit like, I think for us we were a bit hard to let go, and they were just letting go and like appreciating their faith. And I think for some that's what helps them get through all the things they face, because I realised today, I mean I always knew it, but really realised that I sit there and moan about, oh mum, tea's not done yet, oh I'm starving, I'm not starving, and oh mum, this happened, and or Danny or whatever, and it's not that bad. And then you were going up to the front if you were ill, and there was this little lad that went up, and it was so like, it got to you because I'm 15, and a lot of them, they don't live till they're 15, and it's really just scary.
Here's the base at Hands at Work in South Africa, and here's some of our team with Carolyn in the red, who heads up the work with her husband George. Now each morning we would come and we'd fill up the minibuses with food, oranges, water, crisps, deworming tablets, and then we'd set about making hundreds of peanut butter sandwiches, which we'd then give out to the children later on in the day. So here we head out into the village areas where we'll meet up with the home-based care workers, and then we'll join them in going to care for some of the sick. We'd meet up and have a time of prayer and worship, which you can hear in the background now, before actually going out. The care workers who live in the community just volunteer their time to try and make a difference to those that are more vulnerable in their village. They spend time listening and encouraging, praying and helping in many practical ways: cleaning, cooking, bathing, collecting water. What's amazing is that they continue to give every day to the needy when actually they're needy themselves, which I just find amazing. And not only that, but each day they're dealing with situations that probably seem quite hopeless.
And this lady was Tulisile, and she's living with an abusive husband, and she has a daughter by him and I think a son by another man. And the daughter has HIV, so when the daughter was a baby, the man blamed it on the woman and said, "I haven't got HIV, you must have HIV and you've given our daughter HIV." The man's quite well off. They sell chips from the house, very nice chips. She gave us some chips, and they have a phone booth outside where people pay, and the man has another job in the day, so the man is by these standards rich, but he doesn't give any money. She cooks the chips all day, doesn't give any money to Tulisile. And the daughter who has HIV she says slender, slender, slender was how she describes it, and the man won't let her have any food. The lady told me they live on leaves, the leaves that they had around the house, and so he doesn't let them have the chips. He counts the dishes at the end of the day to see how many dishes she's used, if she's taken any for herself or sold some and kept the money. And so for her HIV treatment to work, she needs to eat more. And from talking to her for a long time, we've sort of established she needs to get away from the man, but there's no job. So if this continued support is what the teacher at our school agrees to, then I think that's who it should best go to. And we could pay her rent, which is £15 a month. So I think hopefully we can cover that rent, and she could move away with the children and give food to the daughter. So yeah, hopefully we can actually do something to help.
Wow, that's really good. Okay girls, what have you been doing this morning?
Today we went on home-based care.
And we saw a woman, and she was called Maria, was it?
Yeah, she's called Maria.
And she was 81 years old.
And we found out that she was blind when we tried to shake her hand, and she had no idea that we were there, so we were like, what? Well, we found out that she hadn't eaten since Sunday, and it's now Thursday. And the food that they gave her had been there since Monday.
It had been cooked on Monday, but she's blind and she couldn't see it was there, so she didn't eat it. And she didn't know that she had any food. She thought that she didn't have any food, and she thought that she didn't have any water.
So what sort of work do the home-based care people do?
They all go into the houses
and they ask the patient what they need and what they want doing, and they do whatever the patient asks. Like today she said, "Can I have some water and food?" And we went and looked in her house, and she'd already got water and food.
And cleaned it up as well.
And when we cleaned, I swept all outside the house.
And me and Jip swept inside. And found a pool of wee on the floor, which wasn't very nice. But yeah. And she had a comb. She was combing her hair, and then she stuck it in the back of her hair. And it was just like a comb in the back of her head. That was quite funny.
And she had loads of chickens.
Oh yeah, and they kept fighting, and it made me laugh.
So what do you think about the people that go in there every day, or every couple of days?
I think I really admire them. They're because nobody would do that in England, just go around to people's houses every day or every other day or whatever for no money.
They do it for free, we go work from 9 till 12 every day. They're not allowed any other job while they're doing it, so they're just doing that for nothing.
So they're really...
Even though they need support as well.
And they're really good people.
In the afternoons we'd help administer the deworming tablets and food to hundreds of children. I actually found this on the very first day quite distressing, because the contrast between what my own children have and the children in the UK have and what these children are going through is just horrible.
Just here doing deworming. Tablet, which is also
afterwards we just get to spend time with the children, just talking and hearing their story, just enjoying them, playing games, singing and dancing.
Who are friends of the poor to help me through the night, help me in the fight, come to my rescue. Friend of the poor, take these skin and bones, give this heart a home, come to my rescue. Friend of the the